Okay guys, I'm doing a little bit of experimenting, playing around here. Just wanted to share with you what I'm doing. I got myself a Hitchclimber pulley, and I was talking to Scott about the Hitchclimber pulley. A lot of arborists use them. Scott wasn't too keen on the idea just because Scott's a minimalist. He likes to not use any metal in his setup. I'm not afraid of using metal in my setup. I know you do have to be more careful. Definitely more potential for noise, but I guess for me, being all this climbing stuff is new. For Scott, it's like old hat for him. He's been doing it for so long. But for me, all these new climbing methods I think are fun to explore. And getting into the recreational forms of climbing, I like experimenting. So just wanted to share with you another way to climb here that works really well, and it's pretty damn fun. So we're using a Hitchclimber pulley. What a Hitchclimber pulley is basically this pulley is going to tend, whereas before we were tending a Blake's hitch, we're using a different type of hitch. This is called a Swabish hitch, and it's going to, as you pull the rope, the pulley is going to tend this hitch, and then when you sit weight into it, the hitch will bite into the rope just like any Prusik and hold you there. You can see in this setup I got a Predator rope with a factory tight eye attached to a carabiner. The carabiner is going through the top hole of the Hitchclimber pulley. Hitchclimber pulley has 3 holes. So the top hole, I'm using the working end of the rope through the carabiner through the top hole. Then I got a 2-eye factory Prusik that I have tied in a Swabish hitch. You can look up how to tie a Swabish hitch, but basically when you tie a Swabish hitch, you're going to take, let me see if I can do it here for you so you can see it. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So let's tie the Swabish. I'll show you how it's done. So you're going to need, to do this, you need a 2-eye factory Prusik. That's what I would recommend. When you to tie a Swabish, you're going to basically take one end of your line. You're going to wrap it counterclockwise around the line, underneath, then take the long end of the line up over it, and then this side is going to wrap the other way around the line, and you need to have 4 wraps. 1, 2, 3. Here's my 4th wrap. I'm going to kind of pull this down and dress it up. So actually total wraps, you got 1 on the bottom and 4 on the top, so a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you want to kind of dress it up so that your holes line up. So when you're done, your Swabish should look something like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take either end of this and you're going to bring it on either side of the Hitchclimber pulley. Take the carabiner from the bottom hole, the one that your bridge is attached to, go through one side of your Prusik, through the bottom hole of the Hitchclimber pulley, and then on the other side, you catch the other side of it. Just get your carabiner to go through. My carabiner is a little bit fat because what I did here is, this is the one that I use for hunting. I put some stealth strips on it to deaden it, and that's something that you can do on these metal setups. If you wanted to use something like this for hunting, you wanted to make it quiet, wrap your stuff up with stealth strips. It'll make it a little bit fatter, but it'll work good. I just wouldn't use any of it near any place where the mechanical portions of it lock up or anything, because you don't want to mess with that. But just to deaden the metal noise, you can get away with that, I believe. And that's basically it. So as you can see here, when you do a hip thrust and you pull up, this Hitchclimber pulley is going to tend the hitch, and then when you sit weight into it, sometimes you gotta, the first time you gotta get it to kind of like catch the first time. Pull on, now it works. Now when you pull through, it'll tend it, and then when you sit back in, it'll hold. So let's give it a shot here. Let's see what it's like climbing on it. Very easy. I find it easier to climb on this than I do on a regular Blake's hitch. One of the things you'll notice here is I've got my saddle set up with I got an adjustable bridge on this saddle, and I got it set up with the long bridge. So what's different about this than some of the other ways that we normally climb, a lot of times we talk about having a short bridge so that you can climb SRT and DRT. But with this, using a Hitchclimber pulley, you can actually you almost need a long bridge, because you want to create a little bit of distance so that you'll have something to pull from when you do your hip thrust. So if you're somebody that's got like a Mantis saddle or something like that, and you've got a fixed bridge, you don't have a short bridge, and it's a problem for you to climb this way, this will work perfect. That's about it. Yeah, so if you guys want to experiment and mess around with some of this stuff, you know, there's a lot of good information. Some of this, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there on climbing with the Hitchclimber. You can look into it. For anybody that's a new climber, I'd highly recommend, if you go on to New Tribe's website, they have in there, they sell a couple of different books on climbing, and there's stuff for recreational climbing, different methods, knots, all that. So I would recommend you take a look at that, because good information, you can learn the proper way to do this stuff. Obviously, this stuff, like anything, it's inherently dangerous unless you learn how to do it right. So I'd highly recommend that when you're playing around with this stuff, if you're learning, either seek out some formal training, and when you're learning, practice low so that you learn how to do it properly. You know, you're very comfortable and you develop your skills before you get up high. But this stuff's a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying tinkering around with it. If you guys want to, you know, buy any of this gear, keep in mind that through our YouTube channel, we have a promo code from Wesper where you can get all their gear at a 10% discount. So through Wesper, if you want to get a 10% discount, use NYSH promo code, and you get a discount there. All right. So pretty cool, a lot of fun. I'm not sure that I'm going to use this for hunting, but I just might, because it is kind of fun. It climbs very easy, but you know, I'm finding with all the different ways that I've been experimenting, there's a lot of different ways that you can climb and make it real easy and fun. So any one of them works. I've gotten pretty good at just about all of them. So you know, sometimes for me it's just keep it simple, but this I really like. It makes it real easy to climb. So experiment, see what you think for yourself. All right guys, have a good day and climb safe.